That's just your problem. Yes, he's white. I've received a lot of crazy messages. I don't think I've received more vulgar ones than the ones of people realizing my fiance is white. You sound more like the masters and slave owners you claim to hate, just in a different form, because they forced black people to breed in a way that would benefit them. If your goal is truly for black women to be happy, then let's be honest about reality for a second, because the numbers, they don't lie. There are more black women than black men, period. Then you factor incarceration rates, men who are on the DL, men who are gay. Then you add in domestic violence rates, single motherhood rate, the fact that more than half of black marriages end in divorce. Yet some of you still insist that black women have an obligation to only marry black men, not because I hate black men. I had a child with a black man. It's part of the reason so many black women ultimately live and die married in some capacity. Who I'm marrying is simply an example of how much I love myself, to the point that I didn't care about race. It's what a lot of you can't seem to wrap your minds around. I chose the man that loves me, respects me, embraces my son, shares my values, wants to build a life with me. And if that offends you, that's just your problem. Like,
does that sound like somebody whose marriage or relationship is only about the two of them? People like this, they have some weird like desire for people to be upset or frustrated with their relationship, and it's fucking weird. Like, every time I hear them talk, one of the things I do is kind of like, I picture the times like whenever I was dating or talking to a chick who wasn't black, I never knew what anybody's reaction to it was, because I wasn't scanning the room, doing all that just to see who has something to say. That's people like this are fucking weird. And I knew that this day was coming, per se. Like, I started following her when she started to go viral with talking about she was just doing general politics, but on the right. And two things let me know, not only did she have this stance, but eventually this was coming. One, pretty shortly after she started to gain a following, she did a question. And one of the questions that somebody asked was, do you date white guys? She said, yes, full stop. And I've never seen anybody answer a yes or no question like that. Like, what was the half stop? I don't. And the amount of time, again, I'm still on the porch, y'all, from my last week. I'm still on the porch. The amount of time she posted that Charlie Kirk video when he was talking about black dads and all that shit, when he was, that stat that simply relies on like the marriage rate or the share address rate, and they just say that concludes the involvement. That not only the amount of time she posted that video, but how like the smirk of it. I ain't about to try to go through her shit. But if you want to go through her, you see her name right there, and you want to find it. It was just a weird infatuation she had with that video that let me know where she stood on race and romanticisms and shit. I'm going to go through the video again to give my general here. But this annoys me, because instead of simply saying you just want to go see what it's like to be somewhere else, or in a specific case, white. And if you say, if the reason is I hate you niggas, okay, cool. But don't do stupid shit like lean on the stats. like the amount of people, like specifically black women, that I've seen pretend to be these romantic refugees of like the fucking, like the romantic Rosa Parks, Harriet Tubmans. You just had to go and get saved from the destitution of black men. Oh, like, come on, bro. Get the fuck out of here. Like, your relationship ain't my business. But then when you start running down your guys are gay, your guys are leaving your kid, your guys are beating us, your guys, I'm pretty sure if I went around stats and goofy shit like that, I could say the same stupid shit. But it's you individually. I don't care what the stereotype is, what the stats are. You you are your individual at the end of the day, and you got to make life do however you can. If she really gave a fuck about stats, she would have took herself off the market. She's a black single mom. If she gave a fuck about stats and stereotypes, she would have took herself right off the fucking market. She would have went, I'm a black single mom, then that means this, and that means this, and then this, but she didn't give a fuck about that, did she? If you are leaning on stats to defend, to quote unquote, defend your choice in a mate, you're full of shit. Because most importantly, don't nobody need I don't think, unless you're like trying to fuck a kid, nobody needs any to defend who they fucking, who they marrying, any of that. So again, when you want to go down this road, you're full of shit. And again, the other thing that annoys me, ladies, y'all do this shit, but like, I'm only going to post his hand, or I'm only going to post the back of his head. It's like, then why are you telling me he's there at all then? If this is what you're doing, like that, this shit is weird. But anyway, let's go through this. I guess point by point.
That's just your problem. Yes, he's white. I've received a lot of crazy messages. I don't think I've received.
That thigh grab was a little forced, I might say. Like, it's like you literally uploaded the most cringe thigh grab of all time.
That's just your problem. Yes, he's white. I've received a lot of crazy messages. I don't think I've received.
That was definitely staged. That it didn't even look like a genuine, let me grab my girl's thigh meat.
Received more vulgar ones than the ones of people realizing my fiance is white.
All that tap dancing and coonery pays. Sure, I guess. I'm not even. This person name is apparently Harry Leonard. Do what you must with it. All right, sure.
You sound more like the masters and slave owners you claim to hate, just in a different form, because they forced black people to breed in a way that would benefit.
If you don't know what she's doing here, and again, I'm one of those people that do you. So in no way am I trying to say black people need to stay with each other. No, I don't do that. But what she's doing here is anybody who does want to see black people stay together, white people stay together, all shit like that, all of a sudden they're very similar to slave masters who literally held you captive against your will because they legally could and made you produce more free labor. You're comparing that to people who say, I really like for black people and black people to stay with black people, white people to stay with white people. You're comparing those two? Again, bunch of full of shit points.
Them. If your goal is truly for black women to be happy, then
why would that be my goal? I don't know you. Do I want the women that are close to me to be happy? Sure. The ones I like. Some of my assholes, and I don't give a fuck. But generally speaking, man, I don't know you. Until you until you do this shit, I'm completely indifferent about your relationship. Just like according to Instagram, black dudes and Asian women are like the most trending upward couple of all time. I'm not sure if it's because I'm black they keep showing me that shit. But if I was anything other than different, that means I should see all these black dudes with these Asian chicks go, yes, a win for us, because that means I'm going to get something worth a damn. Like, you people who think like this, what the fuck? Why would my goal for you, somebody I don't know, to be happy? Remember, it's my goal. Something that I want to achieve. Why would I want to achieve random ass person who could think just like you to be happy? Why would I give a fuck about that?
let's be honest about reality for a second, because the numbers, they don't lie.
What numbers? And what are the numbers trying to tell? Are the numbers trying to tell? Is this seems like that argument of black women? We must open our options. Otherwise, like that whole lie And when I mean by lie, I mean like as if today is when y'all started opening your options. People. Only people who didn't have the options open are people who were under a religion or controlled with like some sort of fear or something like that. Outside of that, everybody had the options open. Don't fucking lie to me. Bro, this street is 35 miles an hour and dudes be on their motorcycles hitting 80. Anyway, don't sit here and lie to me and make it seem as if you had just in mass, if black women for decades and decades, if they just been sacrificing well-to-beeness, sacrificing health, happiness because you know fight the fight. Come on, dog. Those of you who found somebody worthwhile who wasn't black, you went. Please stop lying and doing this shit. Stop. Just like Miss, what I think her name. What the fuck is her name? She used to have her name up here. I forgot it. Anywho, but just like the old girl on the screen, apparently you didn't know stats and stereotypes and what a bad decision looked like until after the baby. Apparently, that's when you woke up. Apparently, I guess. So I don't want to hear this shit of you just. Please, we need to start dating out now. Come on, bro. Stop the bullshit.
There are more black women than black men, period.
In what age group? Ain't no period. What age group? This is why I always ask questions when we come to stats. Because no, stats don't lie, but they just tell you fucking raw ass numbers. They don't tell you shit else. They don't tell you why. They don't tell you what came to that. They just give you raw ass numbers. That's it. So what age group are we talking about? What else? Are there more with children than are black men who don't have children than black women with children? Black single men, what do we mean when we say that there's more? In what capacity? Because if the numbers don't affect you, then okay, now do you have to now go back to black men now? You see how stupid it is to bring up stats in your romantic life? So every stat she about to run off now, if I could go and debunk every last one of them, does she have to call off the engagement? No, because that's fucking stupid to leverage your romantic life with stats. It's retarded. That is so fucking dumb.
Then you factor incarceration rates, men who are on the DL, men who are gay. Then you add in domestic violence rates, single mother.
There's a joke that's been going around the last few months, which is dudes who stay with domestic violence records and all that shit, they always got a woman to beat. The joke is, they always got a woman to beat. So when y'all bring up, domestic violence, y'all don't really give a fuck. Seriously, we don't see that. Because if you really gave a fuck, then that would mean when that dudes, you really gave a fuck, dudes who are always beating on chicks would have the worst time trying to find a woman. They would be the real incels. But yet the incels seem to be, outside of those extremists that they put on that one fucking YouTube show. Excuse me. Incels, hell, they apologize for hugging too much, hugging too tight. So get the fuck out of here. Stop bringing up this domestic violence stat as if you actually care.
Rate, the fact that more than half of black marriages end in divorce. Yet,
that's all of them. That's all of them. Again, she's a single mom. So does she factor that in and say she shouldn't be chosen? She should be off the market? Again, when you try to defend your romantic decisions with stats, you run into these problems.
Some of you still insist that black women have an obligation to only marry black men, not because I hate black men. I had a child.
What percentage of black men is saying this shit? I literally see, like 2-3 weeks ago, I seen this video. It was a black chick and her white boyfriend. She said it was a fit check on their way to the gym, and I didn't see them. It didn't even look like he had gym shit on, but whatever. And in the comment section, I seen a bunch of black dudes going, "I'm happy for you, sis. Good for you, sis. You go, sis." Cooper flag. Every time they post a picture of him and his girl who's black, he's white. It be black dudes. He got him a sister. He got him a sister. He got him a sister. So, what percentage of black men are actually saying this? Or do you only want to focus on those so you can make this video?
With a black man. It's part of the reason so many black women ultimately live and die married in
some
capacity.
What is the ultimate reason black women live and die married in some capacity? I don't know. I struggle to find. When I listen to this, I try to kind of make sense of what she was attempting to say, and I can't figure it out. Was she trying to say it's the reason? Was she attempting to say it's the reason a lot of black women don't get married or die without getting married? That's the best I come up with. So moving on, I guess that's the best I could do.
Marrying is simply an example of how much I love myself to the point that I didn't.
It can be, but you gotta remember there are all types of reasons people get married, right? People get married just so they, like, look at Kendra G show. How many chicks went up there and said, I married a dude, he was 80, I was 20, he died, I got some money. Now, it ain't every day. There's only like 3 chicks that have done that, but it's not an example of how much you love yourself. I mean, it can be, however, but you know,
Care about race.
You can't run off all those fucking stats. And remember, the stats are there to say, well, what are black women supposed to do? You care about race. So don't, again, and that's fine. You do, but stop lying about it. And again, doing this bullshit and just say, well, it's because black men and different, I don't care about race. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. It's when you lie about it, now you make a reason for people to give a fuck and voice their opinion. You could quite literally just get married. Full stop. Like, it. Had you literally just went, because you don't want us to know he exists, but do want us to know that, you know, he's white. You could have literally just got married and this would have been a nothing burger. A big old fat nothing burger.
A lot of you can't seem to wrap your minds around. I chose the man that loves me, respects me, embraces my son, shares my values, wants to build a life with me. And if that offends you, that's just your problem.
If it's just your problem, why are we making this video? And all the shit you said in this video, it doesn't add up to that's just your problem. It doesn't. But let's go ahead to the let's read the caption. I'm not reading all that shit. Get the fuck out of here. This is not, yes it is. Yes the fuck it is. Yes it is. This is not an attempt to say black men cannot be amazing. I have a family full of them. But if every black woman only married black men, more of us would end up unmarried, never giving the man of God created for us a chance or in a bad situations that already exist. Live your life. Yeah, do that. Yeah, live your life, lady. And stop trying to control who people reproduce with. It's weird. This video is weird. Now I am never addressing this again. But if anything, I hope it serves as a tool to black women or men that prioritize their happiness over what others feel they must do. The numbers don't lie, and neither do our hearts when they know they are meant to be with. Okay, ma'am. Stats and your heart don't automatically go together. So if it's your heart you're following, the stats be damned. So once you mention your heart, The stats are irrelevant. So why'd you mention them? If it's your heart, which I'm assuming you're going to say is the priority, why'd you mention the stats? Again, that means you try to justify your choice, which you don't need to do. Why'd you do it? Now let's get to a few of the comments. No need to make a BS argument. There are plenty of black men out here for you if you wanted one. And it's your right to choose a white man. Nobody should be in your business, but the argument that the numbers are against you finding black men is BS. She responds with, based off sheer population. Ma'am, you're not. And this is why I hate when people say there are billions of people on this planet. Don't just focus. I understand that it's symbolic, but that symbolic is wrong as shit. There's an extreme finite amount of people who are a combination of available to you, meaning they like you back, they're single, blah, 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 and that you also like them. That is extremely finite. So when you say sheer population, ma'am, you're not after the sheer population. You're not. Are the amount of black women that how many of them are old age? How many of them are gay? How many of them are even single, right? And that's, God damn it. And that's how I know you're not even trying to be logical here. Because if you were, you wouldn't be saying sheer population. Because that's not the number to focus on. But again, as he said, you have a right to choose whoever the fuck you want. But first of all, I want to address something here. When he said there's plenty of black men out there for you if you wanted one, I understand why he said that, because he's just addressing the argument. But the reason I hope I didn't, but the reason I didn't say that in this video is because when you do this, it sounds like you're kind of begging, right? It sounds like you're kind of a little hurt by it, or maybe what's that word I'm looking for? They use it all the time. Bitter about it, and I didn't want to give that impression, and I hope we start recognizing that, because remember that video I said that where she said fit check and dudes were, I'm happy for you. That's a way of overcompensating for the image that's out there, because in no way are you happy for this fucking person you don't know. All she said was she's going to the gym with her white boyfriend. That's it. How the fuck are you happy for her? Like it's you don't know what to be happy about. All you know is she said they're going to the gym. So let's correct that. White men with black women have the lowest divorce rates. Again, when y'all do that, again, the numbers, you have to look into the why. Okay? You have to look at what type of black woman and white man get together. Because if you just go off that, we get the divorce the least. Now you're marrying for that, and I can actually fuck that number up, actually. And if I was when I first heard this and I went to look it up, I believe it was out of all the interracial couples, they divorced at least. But I'm not sure about that. You look that up. But I think that's what that is. Black women love white men all at once for some reason. She is using a lot of delusion to justify a choice she clearly, well, I won't say she doesn't like. I just think it's kind of weird that she's including us and stats in that. That doesn't make a whole lot of sense. But it kind of intrigues me that this what looks to be like a white lady put that out there. Mini Pie Kitchen. So I would like to hear her thoughts on who the fuck she should marry and why she thinks that black women and white men have the lowest divorce rates. Absolutely gobsmacked at these comments. Happy for you that you found a man you want to spend the rest of your life with. Congrats. My husband is Punjabi. I love how it upsets. See what I mean? I love how it upsets people. Why? Does it make your marriage stronger? Why are you happy that people are upset about your union? That doesn't. I don't get that. I would love for people who don't know me not to give a fuck. Like that's why. Like why would you want people upset? I don't get that. It makes it very easy to filter out the crazies, though. Excuse me. I'll never understand why people get so pressed about this. Isn't this the goal? Do people in segregation? Why would interracial marriage be like a goal for a general population? Like you understand that would mean that we're actively working against same race relationships? Do you not get that logic? Or do you mean by go? Give him benefit of the doubt here. I now that I think about it, I think he means the goal is to not her interracial marriage, but to simply pick someone who you work well with. Is that I'm gonna give him benefit of the doubt and say that is that. You can be with someone without being a black misandrist. Leading with those totally out of context stats is the vile part, not you choosing other. The stats are the stats. He is not an other. He is just a human being. Okay, again, I want to say this and I'm pretty much done because it's, as you see, there are two types of comments. Bitch, I hate you. Don't talk about black men. And, oh my God, I really love what you've done with your romantic life. And both of those are quite annoying. But again, stats are not just stats. Stats are the stats. That's a really dumb saying. It's really stupid. Okay. Because if we would do shit like stats are the stats, then we would require everybody to just go homeschool because stats show that homeschool kids have better outcomes across the board. What they understand in the classroom and education, socially, they're more mature. Stats say that, so why don't we just get rid of public school and have everybody homeschool? If stats are the stats. But then I'm pretty sure you would dig deeper and go, oh, but what about the kids with crack parents? What about the kids with this type of situation? What about adopted kids? What about foster kids? What about all of this? I'm pretty sure you would take other things into consideration other than the stats are the stats. That's how I know you're full of shit. Again, lastly, your life is your life. You choose how your romanticism goes the best you can. But like old dude said, when you bring up these bullshit stats as a quote-unquote defense, which you don't have to do, for your romantic choice, now you're full of shit and people can call you on it. Be right, not positive. I'm out.